taking it off, and you know, it's the basic side-by-side. We have both rooms furnished with the same furniture. It's ordinary furniture. It's not legacy furniture. It's the new furniture that's going to burn a lot quicker than in the past. And that's why flashover now will occur. It used to be from 12 to 15 minutes, 12 to 17 minutes. Today it can occur 3 to 5 minutes, much faster. It may often beat the fire department there. You may be walking into a flashover, you know, as you do this. So as you do this, you know, demo, if you could just remind the people that, or when you talk to the people, that most of the fires are going to occur late at night, from 11 to 7 in the morning. And most of the most vulnerable people are the young people, the kids, the older people, the seniors, and the disabled. Kind of left out the middle group, but those are the people that need this fire protection the most that we have. Now, you know, when you talk to people and do these demos at your own community, you know, try to put the people into a night setting and tell them, hey, imagine yourself that this is nighttime, you're asleep, you know, the kids are asleep, the fire department may not be on a call, they may be sleeping back at the fire station, depending on how busy they are, and just that, you know, it's going to be up to you when this situation happens. And that we have, you know, today that candle fires and cigarette fires are one of the leading causes of fires. And today we're going to simulate a candle fire. The Elk Fire Department, Chief Tom Zazinski here, they're next door today, but, you know, this house is going to be a 4 to 5 minute response time. And when they get there, they have to drop the line, as you know. People think that as soon as you get there, you can put the fire out. Well, you have a lot of work to do. You've got to get your air packs on. You know, I'm not telling, you know, we're telling you, but this is what you have to tell the people. It's the fire timeline that's most important. So that today, you know, they may be getting there. We're going to try something a little bit different, though. And we're going to start off with the flashover scenario. So Lieutenant Krause and Chief and Mike, we got everybody, Bob, are you all set? We're going to start the candle fire. Eric's going to start the timer. And again, what are you up against? What are the citizens up against when they're in a flashover fire? The firefighter who's protected here is not even protected from a fire because of that. All right, so the fire started. Hopefully our smoke alarm, our 10-year battery one, Phil, right? You got to have that one going. Right. State of Illinois passed that. You got to have that going. Smoke is already starting. Hopefully our detector will act. There we go.
17 seconds.
17 seconds for the smoke alarm. Now what are they doing? Hopefully they're going next door, getting their father, mother, their kids, grandparents, getting everybody out of the house, crawling over smoke. Today they're on the cell phone calling 911 instead of going next door. So they're calling 911. They already have a little bit of, it sounds like the detector's starting to take a little bit of a hit already from the heat. It's only been 45 seconds and we have the couch going right now. The heat is already building up. I can start to see the smoke accumulating at the ceiling. You should be out by now. The fire department should be alerted. Now they start 3-minute to 4-minute time. And again, this is what you have to explain to the citizens what you're up against. I'm actually starting to feel the heat. Our firefighters now can, we're going to say that they did get there. They're going to take a line and go to the front door. And they're going to try to say that this is a 3-minute line. They're going to try to find that
120.
They don't know where it's at. They're making entry, they're going through. Man, we got a pretty quick flashover, so it's only 1 minute and 30 seconds. Yeah. So now, picture this, that's your bedroom. Tell these people where are they getting out of that house. Oh, it's already contaminated. That was a downstairs bedroom. That was a downstairs bedroom.
145.
You got a full flashover. Where did all that heat smoke go? Those people are not coming out of that house and we're out of it. The firemen were under severe danger. That is one little small house in there. It's not one small house. That's it. And our firefighters, they're doing things a little bit different for us. They're not going to tear it apart. They're going to try to just use a softer plug. If they have to pull anything out, they'll do that. And then we want to show you that if this was a house fire, Chief Maverick George, I'm going to put you on the spot again. If that was a bedroom fire in your community, when are those people getting back in if they got out of their house? That house? 6 months to a year. 6 6 months to a year with the bedroom part there. The rest of the house is totally contaminated. I'm going to leave it up to Lieutenant Krause and you guys fill your own in. All right, now if we could open up the other side, we're going to let that cool off for a second, and we're going to do the other scenario. Same type of furniture. First of all, hey, great job for these guys. Yeah. While they're getting that down, we just wanted to show the second scenario. Here's a sprinkler protected house in Elk Grove. They're still going to do the same thing. So, sprinkler protected building in Elk. They're still going to take the hose line in for a connection, but knowing that a sprinkler might be operating, they also have pump cans and pressurized water extinguishers. Where's our reliable friends? I know they have that type of thing where, if they didn't need to do the hose line, they could use that. But they're still taking it in. We still have to treat it like a full fire a little bit. But maybe the use of the water is going to be quite less. By the way, did you like that sound effect? All right. What we have in this room now, you have your sprinkler with you? Everybody have your sprinkler, or did you put them at your desk? Okay. Well, when you're talking to people, tell them to look at the little bubble that's inside, see if they can find the bubble. And once you find it, that's what's going to expand and break the glass. It's a little bit different. It's going to shoot the water off on a horizontal plane, high up on the ceiling. It's going to try to get the wall. It's trying to cool down the hot air and gases. And because it's so quick, it changes it just from a property device to a life safety device. And that's why, as Bob said, it's been in the model code since NFPA did it in 2006 and the ICC in 2009. Every 3 years afterwards, it's been in there. So I'm just going to check to see if we're all set. And we have the same furniture, same setup. Smoke detector. Remember, the smoke detector and the sprinkler together in the It Takes Two program, it's going to save up to 85% of the fire deaths in the country and burn injuries. And we don't want anybody to go to the Illinois Fire Safety Alliance burn camp if they don't have to. We want to stop that type of thing now. Over there with the black boxes, that's also available. And you could do a full side-by-side in those too. That's the same thing that we have here, only it's on a flatbed trailer. Oh, there we go, yeah. And then a couple different features. The one that's behind us, if you need firefighter training on dry systems or responding to commercial buildings with sprinkler systems, it has a full commercial sprinkler valve setup inside. So you can not only do residential, but you can train your firefighters on commercial settings. It has a storage fitting, it has a regular Siamese, so you could actually pump into it, simulate the pressures, have the guys practice about what they would do when they respond in a commercial fire with that. All right, so we're all set here. We got the second scenario now. Here's our quick response fire sprinkler, 155 degrees, ready to go. We got another candle fire. And Lieutenant Krause, you all set?
I'm set here.
Okay. So you might want to move in a little more this way and see it. Again, it's the middle of the night. You don't know there's a fire. What'll happen now? We hopefully are going to prove that this is why it's in the model code. Smoke detector at 14 seconds. You better be responding. Still come out and do the same thing. Don't think that you're in a sprinkler building that you should be doing different. Hey, what's that? 23 seconds. We have the sprinkler activated. It's now shooting water out 20 feet in each direction, maybe 400 square foot coverage. It's doing 13 to 15 gallons a minute. Fire department's on its way. You might have got wet. That fire is being controlled. It's being put out. Now the fire department's still going to get there. They're going to make a decision whether they want to shut the sprinkler system or off.
Fill the supply tap.
Want it off, guys? Okay. They know that to control the fire, they're going to turn off the water. And then they might just use a little water from their hose line if they have to. They might have to bring out the garbage can or whatever's still burning. Just watch your head on the plastic, guys. Keep low, keep low. So now, the result of the fire, it burned a little curtain and the newspaper that's in the garbage can, and that's it. These people, now what do you do in your town? In Oak Lawn or Alsip or Buffalo Grove, you call the Fire Prevention Bureau, the building department. They're going to go check the house. Our good fire departments will help you out with getting rid of some of that water. If you had 4 minutes of water at 15 gallons a minute, you're talking what, 60 gallons of water? We're going to take that out of there. You're probably back, if this was a morning fire, you might be back in that house that night. You're not displaced. So like Chief George said, the other house fire, you're out 6 to 9 months and hopefully not burned or killed or injured. So let's give our firefighters another good hand. That's why communities are protected like this. And Chief, is it okay to take a look? If you want to come up and take a look now, that would be great.
You can fix the wet, but you can't fix the burn.
All that was done in less than 2 minutes. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Good point. Good point.
All from just the little sprinkler head. Training center while we get ready for the presentation. 13D unit. We are live at Local 281 Training Center for Home Fire Sprinkler Week. Come on by 11900 South Laramie in Alsip. People are starting to arrive.
Could we all stand for the national anthem? Tom Leah from the Northern Illinois Fire Sprinkler Advisory Board. I thank you for being here. I'd like to, Eric Hoffers over here. Can you stand up and wave there? Kathy and Candy, where you at? They're over there by the registration desk. I don't think you met them. And we're involved with education and promotion and defense of the fire sprinkler concept. We're part of the Illinois Coalition. Just wanted to welcome some group organizations that are here today, or representatives. Help me, Dennis Fleming, our business manager from Local 281. We were going to do this at Alsip next door, but we found out that, you know, it would have been, we couldn't fit everybody in over there, so we moved over here. Dennis, are you here? Here to say some words, sir? Yeah.
Morning. I'd like to welcome everyone. Thanks for coming to the Bill Dalton Training Center. We just dedicated the facility about a month ago at our union meeting. I'll leave Brian and LaRoche, our training board, to go over everything we have back there with you. I'd just like to say all firefighters are welcome here, first responders all the time. Please Please feel free to use our facility for any information or training you might need. Contact Brian. The reason we built this not only for our apprentices and our journeymen for training, but also for everyone involved in the industry. This thing's built for the future, and like I said, we want to extend a welcome to everybody. Come in and use this and promote our product, which I think needs a lot of it. It seems to be with everyone, all the foes against fire sprinklers. We need a lot of information out there and a lot of education to the public on what they do and how vital they really are. So again, thanks for coming. Anytime you want, our doors are open. Thanks.
Billy, I need to get that, huh?
How many days up here?
Okay, there we go.
Got a train. I'll get there.
I just wanted to recognize our Fire Marshal, Matt Perez. Matt, are you over here somewhere? Thank you, Matt, for coming. I see Rob Wetzel, and I see other representatives from the State Fire Marshal's office. We appreciate all the work you do, so thank you very much. Jim Career from the Illinois Fire Chiefs Association and Barrington Fire District. Jim, can you give away there, right? Dan Ritter from the Illinois Fire Inspectors Association. Dan. Bill Zaleski, Illinois Fire Safety Alliance. Steve Ivanelli, Illinois Fire Services Association. Bob Tanucci, National Fire Sprinkler Association, Illinois chapter. Mike Dillon from Braidwood, also the Illinois Association of Fire Protection Districts, and Martinville Director. And Maverick George, our neighboring chief at Oak Lawn, and also upcoming president of the International Association of Fire Chiefs.
Great Lakes Division.
And our good friend, Russ Sanders from NFPA. And we couldn't do without our host community, Chief Tom Zazinski and Fire Marshal Joe Schmidt, for all that you do for us. Also like to, I believe Peg Paul's here from the Home Fire Sprinkler Coalition. Peg, and Lisa and Marty. There's Jeff here. Jeff Fry.
Oh, Jeff's not.
No, okay, thank you. All right, so Dennis gave his introduction. Let's see, Matt. I'd like to call up our State Fire Marshal, Matt Perez, for some opening comments.
Thanks, good morning, and thanks to Dennis and the pipe fitters for opening your place up to us and opening your place up to all the fire departments around here for the training. Really appreciate it. It makes us all better. Just briefly, I want to say thank you guys for everything you're doing. We all have to work as a team to keep things getting a little bit safer, right? At state level, getting a statewide residential sprinkler code, that's a tough lift. I don't ever see it happen. But the more we work together from a national level with Russ, through the locals, we can get it done at the local level, and that's where we're going to have to do it. And that's, you guys are all here, so obviously you believe in it. Just looking at it, the residential homes, that's where most of the fire deaths occur, right? So you kind of got three things to protect yourself: smoke detectors, home fire sprinklers, and a plan to get out. If we utilize all three of those things, we can really cut down on the fire deaths in Illinois, which is all our goals. So, again, appreciate everything you're doing. Appreciate, Tom, everything you do.
Thank you, sir.
And really glad to be here today. Honestly, for the past 4 years, I've kind of kept myself a little bit separated because we are trying to update the code. And this was a hot button. There was a lot of hot buttons, but we're trying to kind of segregate ourselves a little bit, and it's working. We're going to second reading probably in about a month, second notice in about a month, and within 3 to 4 months, we should have an updated 2015 life safety code, which is great. When we do get it passed, Russ and NFPA is going to bring people to Illinois to train our inspectors on the new code. And when they do attend that training, they'll also get a free code book, correct? So that's huge support. You know, it's one thing to pass code, it's another thing to bring everybody up and be competent in it. So we appreciate Russ and NFPA's help on that. So again, thank you all for coming. Thank you for everything you do for the fire service and for the people of Illinois. Thanks.
Now we're talking about Russ. Can you come up here for a second, Mr. Sanders?
Dozed off for Tom.
Speaking of Russ has been such a huge help to me, and I'm sure he has been to all of you also. But like I said, for the last 2 years or so, we've really been kind of hunkering down on what we can and can't get done. And Russ has been a huge help and a huge asset for Illinois, as he has been for 20-some years now. And recently, he was got an award out in D.C. What's the name of the award? Mason Langford Award, which is a national award for someone that is doing outstanding work in fire prevention. And Russ received that out at the Congressional Fire Service Institute in D.C. a couple months ago?
Last month.
Yeah, last month. So give Russ a big hand for that one. And I'm really glad I got to know you. I personally love you. You're a good friend and a good advocate for everything we do. But on behalf of the Illinois Fire Sprinkler Coalition, I want to commend you for your fire safety advocacy and support to fire safety programs and efforts for our fire chiefs, fire marshals, and public educators since 1995. Your dedication has made a great difference in moving fire prevention and safety forward in Illinois, and we appreciate all of your help. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Well, humbled and honored, just any time to be here with you guys. You guys are clearly the leaders in the United States at sprinklers, the wonderful advocates here. The award that Matt mentioned in D.C., they thought I died last month. That's the reason I got it. They typically wait till you die. So. But I just want to say it really is, and I can't tell you how honored I am to be recognized by this group, by the state fire marshal, who is a good friend. Tom Leah, you know, I've always said Tom Leah is the gold standard when it comes to sprinklers. I've changed that. He's now the titanium standard when it comes to sprinklers. But there's not a greater organization in the world that's out really advocating to save lives and property. We know how to do it. You've got 107 communities. Nobody else is even close to that. Not even in the ballpark. So I just want to say thank you for allowing me to be here. It's really an honor and a pleasure, and this fantastic facility. Never seen anything like it. This has got to be the best in the world here. Thank you so much again, and thank you, Matt. Really appreciate it.
Thank you, Russ and Matt. Appreciate it. If I could call up Jim Career from Countryside Barrington. Whichever. Yeah. Got the microphone.
Well, thank you, Tom. First of all, I feel so much better just being in this place today and what a positive reaction to seeing what they have set up here and positive education that we push forward on sprinklers. I have the honor and privilege to be a board member of a few of the organizations that were up around the board. And one of those organizations is the Illinois Fire Services Association. And one of the things is there's 14 organizations that are involved. Mike Maverick, George, Steve Ivanelli, both were chair people of that organization. We all work together. And what I see today is a bunch of organizations working together here for the safety and security of the people in Illinois, our residents. I think one of the biggest hurdles is trying to educate and convince our municipalities and our cities on how we can get this passed. You know, all we're here for is life safety for our residents. That's the bottom line. We can rebuild houses, we get that, but how many people understand about lightweight construction? How many people understand about the things that we put in our houses now that burn so much quicker? Those are all things that we need to help educate the people on in our communities. It's a tough road. We've been through a few things. One of the things, President of the Illinois Fire Safety Alliance, a couple of years ago, we tried to pass legislation on smoke detectors. You would think that would be a simple thing to pass. Right, Phil, the battle we had to pass a simple thing for smoke detectors when almost weekly on the news we saw people dying in houses where smoke detectors didn't work. The batteries were taken out. No working smoke detectors. So it took us a while to get that passed. And now, over the last couple of years, we have 99 fire departments that have distributed over 3,000 smoke detectors. And this is in coordination with the state fire marshal. Free smoke detectors that are 10-year smoke detectors that has obviously saved lives. We are involved in getting information back, and we can help the people and educate them on fire safety. So this is another coordinated effort with Tom and Bob and Eric and everybody to help try to educate everybody in our communities in a positive way. So if we can keep doing that, keep working forward. Phrase I like to use all the time, leaders, not followers. Obviously, Tom is a leader, not a follower. State of Illinois is well ahead of everybody else, but wouldn't it be great for us to be 100% compliant throughout the state for residential sprinklers? That'd be a great goal. So hopefully we all can work together, try to get that goal accomplished, and you know, as they look over at the board there, how many lives could have been saved by residential sprinklers? I mean, that, for people like us, that means a lot. So let's try to get that board down to nothing. The same thing with the smoke detectors. So let's continue to work together and get this accomplished and help these guys. So is Wakanda here today?
As part of what the chief said, we want to recognize Illinois is a free state. We can pass ordinances town by town, district by district. So last year, 7 communities passed NFPA 13E ordinances, and we did not lose any communities. So we want to start off the first one, and Chief is going to recognize Wakanda, and I think Wakanda is represented by Mr. Kleinheins, Fire Marshal.
Thank you, Tom. So Wakanda, one of our neighbors up to the north, just became for Team D. So I'd like to present this to the Wakanda Fire District. President Bill Hogan, Secretary Louis Aquinas, Treasurer Paul Deason, Trustee Richard McGill, Trustee George White, Fire Chief David Erie, Chaz Bushek, the Deputy Chief, Fire Marshal Mike Navalli, Inspector John Howard, and Building Inspector Dave Siegenzall. We're following FEMA's America's Burning Report for the Protection of Citizens and Firefighter Life Safety Initiative number 15 for the protection of firefighters by adopting model residential fire sprinkler codes for new single-family homes following NFPA's 13E standards. Congratulations.
We'll give it to them separate. You want to say something for
Thank you, Chief. Fire Marshal Jan Reardon from Timmy and from the Illinois Fire Inspectors is going to come up. All the way south in Timmy Park.
Well, good morning. I have to echo what everybody is thinking and saying about this facility. It is fantastic. Plenty of opportunity for everybody to learn. And I think it's a great investment for the fire service and for the fire sprinkler industry. So I have a couple notes I just want to share with you before I do the presentation. I remember last year at the Home Fire Sprinkler Day, we recognized Elk Grove will be the first to have an ordinance in Illinois. great day. It was a great opportunity, and it was certainly at the time, I think, groundbreaking that we finally got something done residential. Obviously, we've come a long way since then. Over 100 other communities that now have some sort of ordinance for fire sprinklers and in their residents. I need to applaud the 7 that are getting recognized for that. The effort that you put forward is by far life-saving and will withstand the test of time. Not only does it save our residents, but also keeps emergency responders safer from the exposure to fire. I do want to reach out to the fire marshal's office and Matt Perez. I appreciate you moving forward with the life safety code. It is important that we keep the codes moving in a direction that are current. I appreciate the fact that residential sprinklers, although not to be adopted, are going to be recognized and recommended. And that's a great step forward for everybody in the state of Illinois and for the fire service. There are some challenges that still remain. Today, I believe in Illinois we have 42 fire deaths residentially. I believe that in 2018 that's well over 100. And we got to keep working at it. The demographics in our communities continually to challenge what we do as an organization, what we do in the fire service. Let me give you an example. Demographically, we're all getting older, fast. We all want to stay in our homes as long as we can. We all want to live independently. That's an exposure for us as fire service, for people that are getting older, and making sure that they're protected. Demographically, culturally, we are more diverse than we've ever been. Trying to get those people to understand and educate them for fire safety is a challenge for us. So, it's these two factors that I believe must have some sort of residential fire sprinkler in the formula. In my opinion, there shouldn't be a bureau out there that doesn't have in their toolbox a robust fire sprinkler ordinance and a means to enforce it. It's essential for the fire safety of residents and for our firefighters. So, as we continue to move forward, the conversations for fire service, for municipalities, other jurisdictions at the state and local level really have to continue. I look forward to the next 7 communities that do have a fire safety, fire residential sprinkler ordinance, and it's part of their public safety mission. I'd like to wrap up is that I want everybody to remember what the intent is of the intent statement of Chapter 1 of the International Fire Code, International Building Code, International Residential Code. It's not only for occupant safety, but to provide safety to firefighters and emergency responders during emergency operations. That includes the use of fire sprinklers, not the omission of. I would like to,
Good job.
I have the honor of presenting to the Village of Crestwood. If I can have your representative step up.
Come on, Mayor. Fire Marshal.
Today it's Mayor Louis Presta, the Village Clerk Catherine Johnson, Fire Chief John Newton, Fire Marshal Kevin McCullough, Chief Engineer, Building Commissioner Bill Perfeo, and Joe Zangira are here today to receive the recognition. So on behalf of the Village of Crestwood, the mayor, clerk, trustees, chief fire marshal, engineer, building commissioner, for following FEMA's American Burning Report for the protection of citizens and firefighter life safety initiative number 15 for the protection of firefighters by adopting model residential fire sprinkler codes and new sprinkler family homes following FAA's 13D standards. Thank you.
So we went one step further. Any new homes being built in Crestwood would return all the permit fees to pay for sprinklers in their houses. So we're giving all the money back and all the permits we received, which is about $4,000, and that has to go towards sprinklers in the new homes. Thank you.
Thank you, Dan. Phil Zaleski, Illinois Fire Safety Alliance. Come on, sir. We got the slide ready. All right, here we go.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Phil Zaleski. I'm the Executive Director of the Illinois Fire Safety Alliance. For those of you that don't know, we're the nonprofit here in the state of Illinois that supports burn survivors across the state of Illinois, as well as promotes fire safety and burn prevention education across the state as well. I guess Fire Marshal and Chief Kerr, we talked earlier about it. I know this will be a little bit repetitive, but nonetheless. So just talking a little bit more about how to keep everyone safe here in their homes across the state of Illinois. Each year across the country, more than 2,500 people die in residential home fires each and every year. An additional 12,000 people are injured by those same fires. In addition to that, there's more than $6.5 billion in property damage that occurs across the United States from residential fires. And at the Illinois Fire Safety Alliance, we recognize the significant impacts of these fires as we deal with survivors of fires from across the state. We see the physical and emotional impacts that it has on them and their families. And really, there are two main tools that everyone can use across the state to help try to prevent these injuries and fires from occurring. As Chief Kerr had mentioned, one is the smoke alarms. A couple of years ago, we were fortunate enough to pass a new smoke alarm bill here in the state of Illinois that's going to require 10-year battery sealed smoke alarms in all homes across the state of Illinois. There's a 5-year phasing period. By 2023, a majority of the homes across the state of Illinois will have to require those 10-year sealed battery smoke alarms in their homes. A nice early protection tool for all families. The other tool, obviously, is residential fire sprinklers. Having a sprinkler system in one's home decreases the risk of death by 80% if a home fire occurs, a significant amount. And also, if there are sprinklers present in the home, the fire is kept in a room where the fire is taking place by 97%. Think about that. You're sleeping at night, the fire breaks out in your kitchen and you're downstairs. To know that 97% of the time that sprinkler system is going to contain the fire there provides a significant amount of time for you to identify that there's a fire taking place in the home and for you to get out of the home. So with those two tools in place, with those statistics glaring, it should give you the peace of mind whether you're a family of 4, an individual, young or old, that you can get out of the house safely. And it's a proven fact that fire sprinklers do save lives. So I think we're all doing a great effort, all the fire services associations and organizations across the state, in promoting this, and we'll continue to do so with Tom, Bob's, and everybody's help. So, with that being said, the next village we would like to recognize is the Village of Elk Grove. And I know Chief Michael and Fire Marshal State are here, so they can come up. We would like to recognize them. And we would like to recognize the Village of Elk Grove for following FEMA's American Burning Report for the protection of citizens and firefighter life safety initiative number 15 for the protection of firefighters by adopting model residential fire sprinkler codes for new single-family homes following NFPA's 13D standards. Congratulations.
Thank you very much, everybody. We really appreciate this. On behalf of the community and our firefighters in town, it's a tremendous honor to receive this and be in this room with the folks who are doing so much in the state of Illinois to make a difference in the lives of people when it comes to fire safety. What we're collectively doing, what we're working on together is not something that's easy, but it's something that's so important. You know, to get these ordinances passed in your community and get the support of the community, get the smoke detectors out. It's a tremendous effort on the part of many, many people. And you know, the programs that you're offering, you're getting us free smoke detectors. We're getting them installed in the houses where they had no detectors before. The tremendous support from the state fire marshal in making these things happen across the state is outstanding. So to each of you, we salute you for your work in making this happen. We've got an interesting situation that's happening in our village right now. Our VFW hall, they just raised money because they were having trouble getting folks in and out of the VFW hall because it's a 2 or 3 story structure. And the community raised money to put an elevator in so that the veterans who were challenged can get in and out of that structure more easily. And it was a tremendous effort on the part of the community to make that happen. But the fire chief sat back and looked and said that building doesn't have a sprinkler system. And now we're going to have more people are going to have more access to that building. People who have physical challenges to get in and out of that building are going to be in there when they're having their fish fries and when they're having their card nights and everything else. So now somehow we, as the fire department and community, we're going to try to pull together to make sure that the VFW hall, those veterans who protected us, are going to be protected when they're having their events inside the hall there. So this is something we're just starting to work on and we're going to get it launched, but I think we can do it if we get the community to work together. To help support us with that effort, but that's what we're looking at now. So again, thank you very much for this, Tom. Thank you all for everything that you do. We greatly appreciate it. We're humbled to be here with you. Have a great day.
Mr. Steve Agonelli, Illinois Fire Services Association. Steve, maybe you could explain that to everybody too. That's what I'm going to do. Yeah, sir. Thanks for coming.
Hi, and thank you all for being here. A quick, short, brief description of the Illinois Fire Services Association. Basically, it's made up of 14 organizations throughout the state of Illinois that all work in the fire service. Basically, some will work towards, like there's the Illinois Fire Association, the Illinois Association of Districts. And then there's the EFI, and then there's all sorts of southern communities or southern fire organizations that are involved in the Illinois Fire Services Association. I fortunately happen to be the chairperson of the organization. Basically what we do, the group, so it's, we pull everybody together and we discuss ongoing issues. And then in order for an issue to get passed in the Illinois Fire Services Association, it has to be unanimous. There can't be any, like, I'm not going to vote for it. Because if somebody's not going to vote for it, then they have to attack it on their own and get it to go forward. So everything we do collectively, 14 organizations as a group. And the one thing that we've always agreed on is fire prevention, sprinklers, smoke detectors, CO detectors. And we've always, with the help of Marshall Perez and the we've always been able to get everybody to agree on that. You know, you get 14 organizations in one room, the chances of everybody agreeing on, you know, probably 50-50. But we've never had an issue with sprinklers and smoke detectors because they do, as the saying says, save lives. So there are some communities out there that are being very aggressive. And those communities are the ones that have passed legislation, ordinances regarding fire prevention, regarding district smoke detectors and sprinkler systems. And so that being said, one of the communities, excuse me while I put on my glasses, Lake Forest is receiving a plaque today because they are one of the communities that have actually put into play residential sprinkler systems for new construction. And it is huge because when you think of all the buildings we go in, like the one we're in right now, it's protected by fire sprinklers. So people who spend a lot of money on their homes need to realize that this is also where sprinklers. Lake Forest, Illinois, please step up and receive an award for being one of only 7 communities recently to put. Thank you very much. So, to the City of Lake Forest, Fire Chief Pete Seaver.
It was fire, obviously, but community development was on board with us, and it just goes to show the power of partnership if you work together to achieve a common goal. So, thank you from the City of Lake Forest.
Thank you, Chief. Bob Tanucci from NFSA. Bob?
Morning all, Bob Tanucci with NFSA. I serve as a Illinois State Coordinator, and certainly we're fortunate to be in this state because I've got someone like Tom Lee on NIFSAB who's got 20 years at this. I'm working on my 6th year, but we're very fortunate. But just to kind of step back here a little bit, I want to go back a little bit. There's some familiar faces here. We go back just over 10 years ago. What we've done in the code process. We think about it, we had 107 people, Illinois delegates go up to Minneapolis for the 2009 IRC vote. A whole bunch of us went up there. We were successful. We pulled it off to get residential sprinklers in the 2009 IRC code. A couple of years later, a bunch of us from Illinois delegates again, we're out in Baltimore. We got it done there. And then thereafter, the next code cycle comes up, here we are fighting. It's coming to the floor again on the code hearings. We were successful to hold it again. And then 15 the same. This last code cycle, finally, it wasn't opposed at all. So we've made a mark, and it's nice to know that all of the national model codes today require residential sprinklers in the new construction. So we've really made some progress. One of the things is in Illinois, 107 communities, a lot of that has been done by initiatives of a lot of the fire marshals and fire chiefs throughout the state here. I know that Tom Leo at NIFSAB has been there 20 years, assisting firsthand with education and so forth. I also provide that assist where I can with the communities, whether they be the fire marshals, AHGs, or code officials, to promote this. We still have a problem here in the state. They go through their code cycles and they update. But then we get certain communities that want to amend out residential sprinklers. So they're updating their code, and they're amending out residential sprinklers, but they're not going back into that code to restrict certain types of building features. The code was developed assuming there are sprinklers in place. Now we've got lightweight construction, we've got other things, we've got different types of fire barriers that are lessened because sprinklers are supposed to be there, but yet alone, they're adopting the code and amending it out. I know that Tom and I have been in many, many different board code meetings, council meetings, and try to explain to them that they simply just cannot take out the residential sprinklers. This is an issue that we've got to continue to fight for that. It's just something we have to do. We are fortunate that all of the codes today do have that. From NFSA, I can switch to a national level. I can tell you that events like today are happening across the U.S. All of our NFSA chapters and states are out there doing it. Yesterday, we had a big side-by-side burn-up at NFPA headquarters, as I understand. And I can tell you that NFSA, our leaders, and NFPA leaders are working more closely today than ever. And we're working together to fight the fight, and we're going to continue this battle because it's not over. We have to continue to support and educate people on the sprinkler concept. Unfortunately, we still have the opponents out there, but that's our job to continue to do that. I'm also honored to be able to represent, or present to, I should say, the Village of Carroll Stream. Are there any Village of Carroll Stream representatives here? I didn't see any, so let me read aloud here. The Village of Carroll Stream, Mayor Frank Severino, Village Clerk Laura Sanaki, Trustee Mary Fusron, Trustee Rick Geiser, Trustee John Baraka, Trustee Matt McCarthy, Trustee Greg Schwartz, Trustee John Zeta, Village Manager Robert Maynard, Fire Chief Robert Hoff, Deputy Chief Rob Schultz, Community Development Director Don Bastian, Community Development Services Manager Steve Martin, for following FEMA's American Burning Report for the protection of citizens and firefighter life safety initiative number 15, for the protection of firefighters by adopting model residential fire codes for new single-family homes following NFPA 13 standards, given this 25th day of May 2019. Thank you.
I just want to give a shout out to Mr. Dave Grubb over there, former fire chief from Long Grove. Dave, can you stand up for a minute? First Illinois application to the ordinance in 1988. Am I right? April 11, 1988. Thank you, Dave, for being up for our If I could have Mr. Mike Dillon from the Illinois Association of Fire Protection Districts come up. Marvin Hill also.
Hello, I'm Marvin Hill, the Director of the Illinois Association of Fire Protection Districts, along with our President, Mike Dillon, and co-chairs of 13D Committee. I'm also a trustee with Barrington Countryside Fire Protection District. And it's an honor today to be joining with the other service organizations in support of the nationwide initiative to promote home fire safety. Thank you to the Illinois Fire Sprinkler Coalition for the invitation to today's event and to hear the other organizations and what they are doing to make our communities safer for many years to come. The Illinois Association of Fire Protection District membership consists of 630 districts across the state and supported by 70 other fire service organizations and supporters and partners, including NIFSAB and NSFA. Collectively, the safety message shared within the network reaches about 3,500 fire officials. Among the 110 jurisdictions that have adopted the ordinance, a good percentage of the Fire Protection District members of the IFAPA, and I'm a proud resident of one of those districts, Barrington Countryside. I'm our chief and our fire prevention. The IFAPD Board of Directors and its 13D Committee appreciates the many years of the work of the Illinois Fire Sprinkler Coalition and has put efforts into this one and many others throughout the state, including the one that was, I think, held at the state capitol back a few weeks ago. There's a real value that comes with time spent in educating and promoting residential fire sprinklers, and that is safety knowledge. It's a case of Orland versus Interstate Piping and Wakanda versus Lake County that have paved the way for some of the districts to adopt the code, as Barrington has done, adopting an ordinance. So on behalf of the Illinois Association of Fire Protection, I want to thank you for doing all that you're doing and you're making a difference in our community and working to make Illinois homes safer for protecting all of our citizens. So thank you.
The Rock Island officials come up, Chiefs, Chief Fire, Chief Kirk.
This is award presented to the city of Rock Island, the mayor, the city clerk, all of the person to the self-board committee, city manager Randy Tweed, fire chief Jeff Yearly, assistant chief Bob Rath, fire marshal Greg Martin, chief building and official Christopher Young, community education development director Chandler Poole, for following FEMA's American Burning Report for the protection of citizens and firefighters, Life Safety Initiative number 15, for the protection of firefighters by adopting model residential fire sprinkler codes for the new single-family homes following NFPA's 13D standard, given this day, 23rd day of May, 2019. Thank you very much.
Well, I'm a man of few words, so I'll keep it brief, but thanks for inviting us. Just wanted to thank Tom and Phil both. They've been great partners for us as we move forward. They've actually made the drive way across the state for 3 hours to support us when we needed them. So back when I became chief 3 years ago, we were still in the 2009 code. So we went to move forward. I had a couple of power finalized. Fire Marshal Greg Marty, next to me, is one of the best in the business. And also our previous chief building official, Tom Ayers, who unfortunately passed away this past week. Council members are still receiving calls from the opposition. One of us to rescind this. So, and we just had 3 new council members elected to the board, and they even received calls as soon as they were elected. So, we appreciate that they still support us because obviously it's a critical life-saving component. So again, thanks for this recognition.
Hang in there, guys. Keep the fight up. Can I have our host chief, Tom Szynski, come up? And Mayor Ryan, can you stand up for a minute? Everybody, our host mayor, John Ryan.
First of all, I want to thank everybody for coming to the Village of Elsa today for his presentation. We're very happy to have Local 281 right next to our fire station. They've been here for quite a few years, and we've done quite a bit of work with them. We're very honored to work with Tom Leah's group, as well as Dennis's group with Local 281. Over the last 7 years since I've been fire chief, I think we've hit every newscast locally in Chicago and across the United States as well, pushing for the efficacy of residential sprinkler systems. In the Village of Elsa, we're a very heavy commercial and industrialized town. We've had sprinkler system language for all of our businesses since probably the early 70s. And in 2006, because of our mayor and the board back then, as well as Joe Schmidt, who was deputy chief of fire prevention back then, we pushed the ordinance for residential sprinkler systems. For the most part, our town is landlocked, so we don't have a lot of new construction. But since 2015 homes that now have residential sprinkler systems. Some of them have been built with the systems. We also have a handful that had to be modified or retrofitted because of actual fires inside the structure. And we have, I believe, another 9 here, roughly 9. They're actually going to be built in the near future, and all those will be fully sprinkled as well. So I also want to thank Mayor Ryan and the current board for continuing on with the sprinkler ordinance. It's very important to us as a fire department as well as the Fire Prevention Bureau. Also, I want to thank all the organizations for the advocacy of pushing residential sprinkler systems, starting with Fire Marshal Perez with his vision from where he came from and continuing on as his role as a state fire marshal, as well as all your other organizations. Like Steve Ivanelli said, there's 14 organizations of fire somewhere in the state of Illinois, and try to get a group of people trying to make a decision or work together at one is really uncommon to do, but everybody has the same goal, and again, it's there to protect life and property, so it's very important for us and trying to reduce the amount of members we have on that board and try to increase the number of towns in the state of Illinois to have some type of language for residential sprinkler systems, so it's very important. So again, I want to thank everybody for coming to the Village Hall, or the Village of Elsa, sorry. I am glad to participate with this and work with you to be able to do this, as well as doing a presentation. So I will ask representatives from the City of Palatine coming up, as well as the Mayor Ryan. Please, Mayor. Let them put your everybody's name here. I'll try not to. Mayor, would you like to say anything first?
I'll keep it short. I was gonna, again, as Tom said, I appreciate the attendance and the sprinkler fitters today. They're an essential part of our community. And I'll tell you, very briefly, I've only been mayor for a few years, a couple of years now, but we've seen a lot of expansion in our town too. We've got over 850 businesses in Elsa. We're an industrial community. And unfortunately, you can't buy a pair of socks here. We're okay with that. You know, that we're the backbone of America. We're big on manufacturing and distribution. And with Tom's and his crew's hard work, especially Joe Schmidt with fire prevention and whatnot, we've got a lot to oversee. We actually just had a presentation the other night. We've got some major companies in town like Coca-Cola and whatnot, and they're going to be putting up a 9 or 10-story building with electric computer pallet inventory, things like that. And again, once it's sprinkler, we don't have a problem fighting the fire and something like that then too. So again, we appreciate the efforts on all of our businesses, part of the expansion we're getting here in our village, and especially the hard work of our fire department as well too. So and the training that we do here as well too. So I appreciate hard work on my chief's behalf, and thank you again for coming also today. Thanks.
So I'd like to present the plaque to the Village of Palatine. Mayor Jim Schwantz, Village Clerk March Dewar, First District, I think trustees are all council members. Tim Miller, Scott Lamorian, Doug Lozinski, Greg Solberg, Colin Kozlowski, Brad Helms, also Village Manager Reed Anderson, Fire Chief Scott Anderson, Deputy Chief Patrick Gaziana.
Yeah, thank you for this honor for representing Palatine here. Big player in this was Scott McCaven. Without him as my go-to person going up to the chiefs and everything, this would not have been possible. But it's just not the people listed on the plaque there that get this passed. It's more than that, as everybody else has talked about. We need to have your community development director on board. You need to have the village manager, and a big part of that is going through Tom Leah, getting his counsel and his information to be able to provide them guidance on how to sell this. It's just not the facts nowadays. You really have to become a salesman to get this over to the councilman and how important this has become. And it's also everybody else who's got this passed in their community, their fire protection district before us, that got this passed, because it becomes a lot easier when the councilmen are looking and going, well, they have it, why don't we have it? You know, and so all of a sudden it really is a badge of honor now to have this in your community. And the other people you can't forget is the fire marshals before you. Rick Merrick, you come up here, please. Rick Merrick. Jim Merrick. They're the ones that really fought this battle. They're the ones that got punched in the mouth. I get to come up here and get a plaque. But they went to Minnesota to take the vote and everything there. I mean, just because there's a no doesn't mean it's a no forever. Things change. You need to regroup and come at it a different direction, get this passed in your community. And if it's not for the guys that came before you in our surrounding communities, it would be really difficult to get this passed. So thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Now, can we give all 7 towns another round of applause, please? So, if you can take a look at that, that's it takes two. Is Fire Marshal Mary Rubin here? Mary, stand up there, Mary. Plainfield Fire Protection District. Basically, what we're hoping for, you know, a fire chief should have a smoke alarm. I got the wrong one here, Phil. I got to tell you that. You know, I got the $3 smoke alarm. I need that 10-year smoke alarm. We want that smoke alarm, and we want a sprinkler kept in the fire chief's command car. Because when he has a fire, and the media talks about, what's one of the things that he can do? He can tell them with both of these together, the smoke alarm and the sprinkler, that 85% of the fire deaths in the country and injuries would have stopped. And now the media has that sprinkler in their hand, and they take it back and look at it, and they're going to figure it out, and they're going to talk about it. And it doesn't get talked about any other way. We have to start combining the two. So if we I want to make sure that everybody has that kit, the Home Fire Sprinkler Coalition kit developed by Peg Ball and HFSC. It has a sprinkler in it. Have one of those in your office, have one in your command car. When you have the fire, that's your opportunity to give that to the press and say, look, this is how this is going to stop in the future. So that's a program that we work with Chief John Stratton and Fire Marshal Barry Rubin with, and we hope that the word can get out about that and you can start to do that. So we have enough of those for you today. We just wanted to make sure. The other one is that successful activations. When you actually have a sprinkler that operates, you got to tell people about it. It doesn't make the headlines when a sprinkler stops a fire. It's not, you know, a building did not burn down. No firefighters got killed. No one was injured. No one was burned. Well, how are we going to educate our mayors? Mayor Ryan, if you didn't know about it, and Mayor Presto, you know, I don't know. You know, if your chief didn't tell you about what happened, you might not think that you ever needed vote because you wouldn't know that a sprinkler activated. So our friends, Dan Faltowski, former fire marshal, Pleasant View Fire Protection District, and we have a compadre now, Chief Dean Magos, who used to work over there, who's chief of LaGrange Park. They put together this sprinkler tree where they actually have, every time they have a sprinkler activation, they put a 1-inch or 1-foot pipe section and a sprinkler on there, and they report all the saves that they have. Well, he's got over 55 sprinklers on that tree right now. It just keeps growing. So it's a great idea that they have, but what we need you, and we probably got to, Fire Marshal, we probably got to ask you to help us out in the future with the NIFSAB reports. If somehow it could be easier to report, you know, that a sprinkler activated and, you know, the reports will come out of that. But in the meantime, you have to tell us about it. And then we tell our friends, Russ Sanders at NFPA, and they may put it in the NFPA Fire Journal. It also, Viking does an excellent job now. They record every fire sprinkler saved. Same thing for the NFSA. We put these reports together, and have that report document in front of you. Take it to the next board meeting. Whenever you're going to change your code, this is what happens in the other communities. These businesses were saved. These businesses, the jobs were lost. Nobody was injured. The sales tax is still there. Your community is still up to spot. They're open the next day, perhaps, after a fire. It just all happens. These things that, need to be communicated to your elected officials. So we're just trying to upgrade it. We have a form there. We also have the online form that you can see up there. It's a new fire sprinkler, asslc.com/save. You just record, just punch in a little information and tell us about the save. And what we'll do with that, what we wanted to do is want to launch our challenge coin campaign. Every time you send us a successful activation, we want to give you a challenge coin. And I'd like if everybody could, today, for coming here today, we want to pass these out. But I want to take one first to our friend here from Elk Grove, just to make sure that he gets the first one. We value this. If you also, the Illinois fire inspectors, as you can see outside, they have 3 trailers. The Northern Illinois inspectors have 1 trailer. The Lake County bodies, the Lake County chiefs have the roll-off trailer. That's theirs now? Okay, so that's that, and NFSA and NIFSAB now have the side-by-side units that's out there. Plus we have all the traditional side-by-sides. So if you do a side-by-side, we'd like to provide you with a challenge coin also. And we hope that you can start a collection. And if you send us those saves, we know that that's going to happen. So we really appreciate that, and we want to get that launched. Everyone get a coin? Let's go, they're going out there, right? For our friend Russ Sanders again, the NFPA Fire Sprinkler Initiative, they took over this initiative when things were looking bad for us. The recession caused all the village managers to go back. We have to be business friendly. We can't require them too much. The first thing they give away is fire safety, and they start hitting the codes. Hey, we have to keep that business in town, and we're going to take away some fire protection. Well, that attitude got spread out to the village managers in many communities. And when things were low, when the defenses were down, President Shannon and then President Pauley reiterated the NFPA commitment to the fire sprinkler concept by having the fire sprinkler initiative. So if you're not signed up for this, what I'm trying to get at is that please sign up for it. They send out a monthly newsletter, and the point is that you need to be as educated or more than your citizens and your elected officials. When you're asked a question, they expect that you know about it. You have to tell them about fire sprinklers and all the educational points that are about it. And that's what that fire sprinkler initiative will do. So we're very grateful to NFPA for continuing that program. If you can do that, that would be great. And as long as our friends from Rock Island are here, 5-star community concept. We have that Join the Ranks brochure over there. And basically what it is that they adopted a model code that included fire sprinklers. They adopted a model code that included smoke alarms and carbon monoxide detectors. They've also aggressively worked towards a higher ISO rating. They also have put it all together, all their education programs into a community risk reduction type program. And finally, they have all these things in place, but then they ensure that they do regular testing of all the sprinklers, the fire alarms, and all the fire protection devices. That's the concept of a 5-star community. Now we've thrown it out there to NFPA and Peg. Oh, it's Peg here? Peg, Paul? Oh, Peg. Peg, what's the committee for the, what is it, the Fire and Life Safety Committee? Through George. George, you want to say something real quick? Tell us what that's, what the committee is.
Yeah, just real quick, Tom had introduced the idea of the 5-star fire safety community program to myself and Peg Paul, and we took the idea to the International Association of Fire.
Glenn Ellen, Chief Clark, and representatives. Chief Mandos and Grange Park. Thank you. Thanks, guys. Dave Bruck, can you come up and handle the Long Grove Forest Service, Long Grove Municipality, and Long Grove Fire Protection?
sir.
You could move your
And the
right
legendary.
a little. We're going to try and go in front of
Let's
that.
go in person here. Thank you. Arnie Witzke from North Maine. Our friends from Oak Forest. Barry Ludeman, Plainfield Fire Protection District. Our friends from Riverdale. Marilyn Brown, all these get a good picture of it. Thanks, sir. Oh, we got to fix that one. Our friends from Rock Island. Thank you. And River Forest. Chief Kurt and Jeff Bowman. Springwood. Any community that had 13 feet that I missed, did we miss any 13 feet communities? We don't want to miss them. All right, well, thank you, everybody. Appreciate that. Well, what I'd like to do is, did everybody get an NFPA 13D book, the red book? We have books that I'd like to pass them out first, and I'd like you to do us a favor. Hey, Martin. Anybody, did you get a book when you signed in? All right, can we help pass them out? All right, everybody should have a book that doesn't have one, okay? Pass out the rest of the books, please. Just raise your hand, they'll give you another book. And the reason is, I want to get our friend Russ Sanders up again. Come on, Russ. We're going to take, what I'd like you to do is, we're going to turn around, stand up and turn around, and hold the book up first. I want to get Russ here to,
give a bird's eye view.
It's a lot of calories we just learned.
There you go.
So, John, oh, I have no clue. How are we doing?
And one more.
Hold on.
I'll go one more.
how we doing on books? We go on? All right, so maybe you guys call the shots now. Do you want to get together? And when you, all right, when you're ready, it's also the books.
Okay, looks good.
Hold up your books.